Hi everybody, my name is Chris Kim and I was an intern for the city of San Ramon. So for the city, I worked in the transportation division, which itself is a subdivision of the bigger planning and community development department. And as a member of transportation, we're responsible for a number of different programs, which include public transit, street smart, safe routes to school, traffics, and a bunch more. So a basic overview of what I did was I had a number of duties, including developing maps for street smarts and safe routes to school, as well as collecting speed surveys and collecting and inputting data for the van pool and high school carpool meetings or programs. I also had the opportunity to attend task meetings for traffics and tasks, as well as the opportunity to shadow different departments that worked in the same building as I did. So one of the major things that I did during my internship was develop these maps for the Street Smarts. Street Smarts is basically an educational program designed to address traffic problems, and one of the major things that they do is set up these bike rodeos throughout elementary schools in the fall and in the spring as well. And to help prepare for the upcoming bike rodeos, I helped design the maps that would be used in the fall. So here you can see an example of a map with the dimensions of the blacktop laid out and general arrows for the construction crews to get to the school itself. And another big thing I did was these speed surveys. Now, speed surveys are very important because they're used to set and verify the speed limits posted on roads throughout the city. And to do a speed survey, you have to go out onto a street and collect the speed of at least 100 cars, although it can sometimes be up to 200 if it's a major road with a high volume of traffic. And you do all of this through a radar gun and clipboard. And even though you do collect the speed of 100 cars, you use the 85th percentile to determine the appropriate speed to post because 15% of people are seen as irresponsible drivers and not representative of the majority. So those are the people that usually scream at you for collecting their speeds. And afterwards, after you collect this data, you submit it to traffic engineers who verify and make sure everything's accurate, and then who themselves submit it to the city for final approval and application. And here's an example of a speed survey I did on Excel, and for this one I collected 100 cars. So finally, what I learned that the transportation department addressed the concern of every person that submitted a complaint and seriously considered a course of action for every concern. Going into this internship, I didn't expect them to be so dedicated to addressing every little issue, but as I said before, I had the opportunity to attend a bunch of different task meetings, and I saw firsthand how they handled each issue that came up, and so that was one of the things that deeply impressed me. And also, for every change or action, there were several different people involved, so these committees and task force and et cetera always worked together to make sure everything was done in the best interest of the people that lived in the city. And finally, I learned that the skills that I needed to be successful as an intern in the transportation department were applicable to any job or career, so a lot of my internship was involved in programs using such as Microsoft Office, Excel, Outlook Publisher, as well as Adobe Photoshop to make a bunch of maps and flyers. And also, I also learned how to adapt to an office environment and develop my public speaking skills. So, yeah. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to MCC and everyone at the transportation department where I worked, Amy, Darlene, Lisa, and PJ. So, yeah, thank you.